it does my head in. It's up and over, not over and under. God, they're changing it every time. Someone at work is doing it, and it's just wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, how's your summer been? All good?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you very much.
You enjoy the World Cup in the end?
I enjoyed some of it. Yeah, what I haven't enjoyed is I've been watching all the pre-season games and watching the water breaks then seep into pre-season. Apparently everyone does water breaks now. Like even friendly games, 22 minutes in, they're stopping for water. I was like, come on, this cannot catch on now.
It's just become a precedent, hasn't it? Because of FIFA, they've messed this one up as well. You know?
Oh, I tell you what, first game of the season, if we start seeing water breaks, there's going to be carnage.
Well, they say the game's gone. It'd be well and truly gone then, wouldn't it?
Hang on a minute, is Cess coming? Where's he?
Oh, you haven't heard? Right. Yeah. Apparently he had some sort of incident with management. They had some sort of row, and he's kind of been managed out or something. I don't know. That's what the rumours are.
Oh.
It could be a loyalty thing. I don't know. You know what he's like. He can't. You know, he's got itchy feet, isn't he? I mean, I told him about getting that cream sorted out, but
that's it. So no loyalty at all from the man. Years of our time, and he's just jumped. That's sickening, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what he was? Because all the time we've known him, he kisses the badge, doesn't he? He absolutely loves the Football is Fixable All Right podcast. The
amount of things he committed to as well for fixes. He was supposed to delegate every single child to a football team because he was Mr. Unbiased, right? And we gave him a few other tasks to do. I hope he completed those tasks before he left.
He's meant to run the app. He's got the Cess app, hasn't he? The whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Some people you just can't rely on. The loyalty's not there.
He's left football to drop into chaos. Speaking of chaos, it's just me and you now.
Yeah, and actually, funny you say that, because I thought today we might look at fixing shameless footballers. Hello and welcome everyone to a new season, our season 4 of the Football is Fixable Alright podcast. There's Dan, there's me,
Woo!
It's the dream team you've been looking for. You alright, Dan?
Yes, no sense will be made over the course of the next season. Logic will go out of the window. We will do our very best not to talk purely about Man United and Arsenal for an entire season's worth of podcast. Or we will, who knows?
Hey, I'm not making any promises, but I was going to say, like, logic. I didn't think you had any logic in the first place, but
no, I have none. But we had half a chance with Cess. But there you go. Now it's pure entertainment.
Oh Jesus, we're going to have to bring Coops in a bit more. Oh man.
Oh man.
Well, we'll cross that bridge. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, well, welcome everyone to our new season. And you might have heard us mention earlier, we were talking about water breaks, 20 odd minutes, isn't it, Dan, for football matches these days? Before
22.
A break has to happen, isn't it? A
22
break has to happen
minutes
in the game.
Yes.
It's like attention spans or something. Before attention spans are lost.
We must avoid the 22-minute water break. And in that is inspired our idea for these newer episodes. So instead of boring you for a whole hour, we've decided to cut it right down to 22 minutes so we don't have to have a water break.
Yeah, it's only 20 odd minutes we've got to bore people with now, Dan. So let's get straight to it, shall we? Speaking about loyalty, something which occurred to me recently is, you've got all the transfers going on at the moment of different clubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just made me think, like, does loyalty exist in football anymore? Like players there's footballers out there that they're shameless in how they do it, They'll be kissing the badge, they'll be at one with the fans, they absolutely love the club, and the fans are on side, and then before you know it, they've jumped ship and they see a better opportunity, they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, having literally just said I'm not going to talk about Man United, or try my best to, I think I'm probably going to speak about them a lot this episode now. I feel like I'm the expert on this. We have a real array of players to choose from in this aspect.
A few examples there, yeah.
Oh, I've got loads.
Go on and list out a few that you want to get off your chest.
Pogba, Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rashford. I know he's coming back, but I'm not fooled by it. I won't be a hypocrite. I've been very vocal about him on this podcast, haven't I? Who else is there? Garnacho, he's another one. I
know you're not a huge fan of his.
No, we had Angel Di Maria, who we signed, was literally just for money. He left pretty quick after. so many players we've had in that were mercenaries, really didn't really care for the club or have any motivation in joining the club for the right reasons, and they soon, well, it becomes apparent very quickly, doesn't it? The ones with the right mentalities and the ones that don't.
Well, this is it, right? So I don't mind. I mean, football players, it is a career, right? You sign for a club, you're performing a job. I don't expect you to feel like you have to stay at that club for the rest of your career. You know, we're not going to get Steven Gerrard anymore. You know, that type of thing. I completely understand that. It is what it is. But there's a few real issues I do have, and it's with the players who pretend like they're loyal, that they love the club, they're kissing the badge, and then as soon as a sniff of a better opportunity comes up, they've jumped ship, they'll leave the club in whatever position it's in, it could be in dire straits, and they're jumping ship to forward their career in another way, you know, so all that kissing the badge is just fake. That is the problem I've got. It's just fake.
I mean, there's still a fair bit of genuine kissing the badge in things. You know, there are players that love to play for Arsenal and love the club. There are players that love to play for United and love the club.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
there are examples. There's just so many examples where that's not right. One though that I do want to bring up, where I feel like karma has hit, Jadon Sancho. I feel like he has well and truly been found out. I don't think he's got a new club yet either. So I
was going to say, where is he? Yeah, he's done the rounds. He's gone around the bush a bit. But
I think he's only 26 and he doesn't have a club. I mean, what?
Is he only 26?
Something like that. Okay. But I mean, the amount, like, you had Ten Hag put him on a individual training plan and sent him off for some time away in Holland and the Netherlands, so that he had his own time to recover and things, and was really supportive, gave him a lot of time away from the group, came back, and then did not repay him at all. So he then quickly became a problem. He was then...
What's the phrase? Like, it's like leopards in spots or something or other, isn't it? Or leopards in stripes.
Tigers never change their stripes or something? I don't know.
Elephants never wear spots. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And then obviously he went off to Chelsea for a bit, then he went to Villa, always on loans, never really put in the effort to make a career for himself. He was quite happy just to take his pay, and now no one wants him. So,
That's it. Well, you mentioned mercenary, you're in it for the money type thing, and I get football will change your life if you can go to new clubs and earn money. But I mean, especially if you're a top player, if you're an elite player, whichever club you're at, you're going to get paid well, aren't you?
Yeah.
So why it's all about money in that way. If you just think, like, if Sancho, the way he is, for example, what does it say on his CV? You're a manager, you've hired people. If you see on someone's CV that they don't seem to be able to stick around in a job for more than a year, they have to keep jumping around. What does it actually say?
Yeah, if you see someone that's had multiple jobs, they're like not that they don't play well with others. Let's put it that way. It is a red flag. So, and it's
certainly, it's a bit of a red flag, isn't it? It's alarm bells are ringing.
Yeah, 100%. But I think part of it as well, though. I think part of the problem is like amortization. So you put someone on a long contract so that you can pay a fee for them. You stretch this contract out for a long time. They don't need to prove themselves. You put Jadon Sancho. We put him on £300,000 a week or whatever it was for a 4 or 5 year contract. He then, in his head, just switches off, particularly at that age when you're younger. Imagine being like 21 years old and being on when I was 21 years old, if someone offered me that amount of money, I'd be like, I'm done. Like, I think you've got to be careful. Like, it's a lot of money and it can change people,
I've just got so many examples, right, of players who... it's just shameful. It's disgusting what they're doing. And these are seen as role models for everyone else. For the rest of us, we all look to football and footballers, right, for escapism. Yeah. And they're our heroes, especially for young kids looking at how the world works. And these players are just, like we said, they're mercenaries. Take Alexander Isak last summer. Do you remember what he did with Newcastle when he was trying to push for a move to Liverpool? Liverpool had just been crowned champions. No longer. We have new New champions in the throne room now.
Do we? I don't remember that. I don't remember anything happening. I heard Arsenal bottled it again.
No, I haven't. Look, I haven't had an opportunity to bring up Arsenal yet, so I might as well do it. There's the first time.
What are you talking about?
This season.
You've already brought it. No. You brought it up when we had our World Cup episode. You decided to talk about Arsenal for ages, so we had to abandon our World Cup season because you just wanted to talk about Arsenal the whole time. Do you remember that?
So
did that happen?
Arsenal are champions now, right? But yeah, just to clarify, this was before Arsenal were champions most recently. So it was, we are now, but we weren't last year. So Alexander Isak.
Can we stop talking about it now, please?
Well, yeah, Isak was trying to go
He's never going to stop talking about it.
To Liverpool, right? And if you remember, he stopped showing. So we're still under contract at Newcastle. He's their talisman, he's their main goal scorer, integral for the team. Plays to the fans, he absolutely goes and reacts with the fans every time he scores, and he decides to stop showing up for training and then stop showing up for pre-season games and all of that just to make sure he gets a move to Liverpool. You're under contract.
Yeah, but I still think there's some blame on the clubs. I like I was saying with the Sancho thing, I kind of blame United more for giving him such a huge contract at such a young age than I do blame Sancho for how things have gone. And in this instance with Newcastle, they tried to hold off that deal for far too long. They were offered really, really fair, really, really reasonable money, and they sort of just held off.
What's the clubs meant to do? The clubs, all the players. I mean, the players will get their agent, or if they don't leak it out themselves, they'll tell their agent, leak out that I'm not happy, that I want out, and I want to go to Liverpool, and then the agents just put it out there in the ether, and it's through social media, and suddenly the clubs are going, I haven't heard of this.
But that's not what would have happened. Liverpool, he hasn't generated that move. Liverpool would have approached him first, and as soon as he's found out Liverpool are interested, that's when he's wanted a move. Then, if I personally think he's probably approached them first and said, look, this is what I want to do, and they've said no, and that's when it gets awkward. But if someone approaches you and says they don't want to work for you, then that's what it is. You just move on. And then they ended up shooting themselves in the foot because they left it too long to find themselves a replacement. So they had to rush in the market and find someone else. If a player tells you they don't want to play for you, then you negotiate good terms, you see what's out there in the market, and instead of trying to hold on to them, even though they don't want to play for you, you find yourself a solution. And you have, like all the best run clubs do, like Bournemouth, like Brighton, like excellently run clubs because they've got their plan Bs.
Yeah, but they're clubs in positions where they're ready to sell. They're buying players to sell, and that will often be a hindrance to the clubs in the long run.
Newcastle should be too. With the greatest respect to Newcastle fans, are Newcastle a big club?
But Newcastle, look, this isn't. If you sign a player, you've found this player. They sign Isak from Spain, and they've unearthed this brilliant talent. He becomes an absolute legend for you. You give him the platform, and he shows it, and then he just backs you in a corner by saying, "I want out. I want to leave." He signed a contract. That's his fault. That's his fault. He signed a contract with you. Your contract's there to protect both parties. That's like Newcastle going to Isak and saying, we've decided we don't want you, we're just going to stop paying you. No. Suddenly, he'll get the PFA and all the legals on side, and then the club will be sued and have to pay compensation. The players I get that. The players are these mercenaries that put clubs, they back them into corners, and the clubs have no say. That's like, so imagine like you work for Greggs, right? And imagine like an employee sort of handing in his notice by getting their mate to sort of walk into the boss's office. So you don't even do it yourself. You get your mate to walk into the boss's office and just say, just so you know, Dave's been approached by Pret a Manger, and he's very open to the opportunity. Imagine you find out this way and you just get leaked, or even worse, you get found through social media that an employee wants to leave. You're under contract. You have a notice period you have to hand in. That's what we have in the rest of the normal world.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but that. How do you know? How do you know that they found out through social media? How do you know they didn't find out directly through Isak and then they just told Isak that?
There have been examples in recent years where that's happened, where social media is the main reason. Where I think the Bruno Guimaraes actually coming to Arsenal this summer. We've signed. He's a brilliant player. I'm happy being an Arsenal fan. But Newcastle, for a long time, I don't know how true this is, but they were saying we haven't had any approach from Arsenal. It was all in the news, all in the media, as if Bruno had agreed with Arsenal, but Newcastle were saying there had been no approach. There's been some suggestions that maybe they were actually spoken to, but they just had no formal offers or something. There's different stories that you're hearing, but I don't know.
Well, there must have been something. There's no smoke without fire, is there? There must have been something to report.
But, okay, let me show you one more example of why it's the player's fault, right? Christian Romero plays for that team down the road, not to be mentioned. He's their club captain as well, by the way. You know, the guy who plays for the RGs and, sort of shows him up as a great example, a great role model for so many others watching all the time. He never misbehaves or anything. So what Romero did, right? So Romero has leaked that he wants to join Arsenal, or what I should say is he's open to joining Arsenal. I think the phrase was very open to joining Arsenal. He hasn't gone to the club, to Spurs themselves, and said this, but he's just released it out there. It was backed up by Paul O'Keefe. So Paul O'Keefe is like one of the journalists for Spurs, like published journalists, who's responded by saying, sounds like you're at the denial stage. This is the Spurs fans. He won't go to Arsenal because Spurs won't entertain it.
Yeah.
But he's been twerking. By the way, I have to get that word in there. Twerking for them to join in the race due to his relationship with the Arsenal assistant coach. So Romero's trying to play, just get the pushes out, just to kind of get it out there. I mean, he's your club captain, by the way.
Yeah. And you don't think there's any chance, there's no chance that Arsenal would have approached him first and said, look, put it out there that you want to come to us.
Well, it might, that assistant coach, whoever it is, I don't know who it is at Arsenal, might have just spoken to him and said, oh, by the way, mate, just so you know. Because Arsenal are looking at the moment to back up their defence. We've got Saliba out for a couple of months, who needs a proper recovery after last season. So we're trying to reinforce the back line and all that. So maybe he's just got wind of that, I don't know. But this is your club captain. This is like Sol Campbell back in the day, although he did it much more with grace, I must say. What a legend.
No, he didn't. He did it in a time where all of this noise and social media didn't exist. He did it with just as little grace as Romero has done it. Just it's genuinely not in the spotlight.
Rubbish. And the kids listening to this today won't understand because they weren't probably born at the time. Sol Campbell was a free agent, though. His contract had finished at Spurs. That was a key difference.
Yeah, so he ensured that Spurs didn't even get any money for him. It's even worse.
So, my main problem...
He let his contract run down.
That's the other thing. These players hold clubs to ransom in that way, don't they? But
he had it planned for years. He was like, right, I'm just watching this clock. Yeah, I'll be off to the other side of North London
if
soon
Arsene
enough.
Wenger come up to you, Arsene Wenger, who at the time was winning, league and cups with Arsenal, comes to you and goes, well, would you like to come and join my defence? You're going to do it, aren't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah, which is almost probably exactly what Arteta's done to Romero now. To be fair, it's hard to defend Romero, to be honest, because I hate him. So as much as I want to defend the players and say it is on the clubs, it's hard. In this instance, maybe I will just say that Romero is in the wrong.
Just for Romero, it's just Romero's unique circumstance.
Yeah, he's a special case. Yeah.
But, okay, so wrapping this up then. So I don't actually have a problem with footballers wanting to leave. Football is their career, like I said earlier. It is, you want to try and get promotions. You want to try and earn more respect, responsibility. Obviously, a football playing career is quite short as well. So you want to try and get there quite quickly. But it's how you do it. Romero is the club captain, and the way that he behaves is he's meant to be a leader for Spurs. The way Isak did with Newcastle. It's just shameful, what they do. And the way they're behaving. Footballers are regarded as professionals. If you're a professional footballer, you need to hold yourself to higher standing.
That was very serious talk, James, but point well made. Should we get into the fixes then?
Yeah, let's do it. I've got some quick fixes. As simple as this, right? So, firstly, we need to remove the carrot and insert the stick. And what I mean by that, by the way, before you get any ideas...
That sounds a bit naughty.
So, players, and this is what's even worse, by the way, players get loyalty bonuses for completing their contracts, for actually just living up to what they signed to do. I mean, imagine that. You're working at Greg's or wherever you are now, and you end up getting a loyalty bonus just because you haven't left to go somewhere else. Absolute madness. Remove that carrot. You shouldn't be getting a bonus for that, but you'll get a stick... And I'll let you fill in the rest of that sentence. You get the stick if you don't fulfill your contract.
It gets worse.
So you get the stick end of this, right? Where you don't get. Not only do you not get a bonus, but you get you forfeit some of your salary or some of your other bonuses if you don't fulfill your contract. You've signed to it. You're meant to be the professional. You signed to this contract. Live up to it. Otherwise, you have to compensate the clubs. The clubs need more protection for this.
Yeah, I agree with that. The other thing I would say, and I think we've brought this up in previous episodes a lot, I think a wage cap would also really help, so that people can't be like swayed to another club for money alone.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that can also happen.
If you're going to another club, it shouldn't be for money. Not at the levels that, elite players are at anyway. Players should be moving to another team for the new challenge. Like, why would you move to another job other than just salary? It'll be for the new challenge, to promote your career, to, whatever it might be in those ways.
The transfer window has always had the rules of you have to approach the club before you approach the player officially. They've always had that rule. I feel like the rule needs to now extend to players and social media. I think they need to adapt the rules to allow for social media and agents in the modern game, and they should say that players are not allowed to, put out stories or talk about transfers on social media either. I think there should be some strict rules in place on that. So you can't put out, I'd be willing to move here or say this or whatever,
Yes, because that doesn't breach the loyalty bonus, by the way, that's currently in play, because they get around that. That's what, if they have to formally put in, a transfer request for the bonus to be lost, the loyalty bonus. Instead, that's why players are leaking it through their agents or through social media, because that's not officially going to compromise that bonus. That's what these players are doing. So I think you're absolutely right. Let's combine what we were just saying there, and it sounds like you're going to provide another stick for me, Dan. I think there's another stick in that little solution there.
You love your sticks, don't you?
Yeah, I'm certainly not offering any carrots here. So bring out the sticks. The players need to be dealt a lesson, and I think we need to be stricter with them. The clubs need to be protected more, especially with the amount of money that we're talking about at the top level anyway.
That's perfect. That sounds like it's all fixed, and we're just coming up to 22 minutes now. Excellent job.
Yeah, I'd say that was pretty efficient, wasn't it? And without that traitor holding us back as well, just filling it all out with wasted time. So, well done, Dan. I'm quite pleased with us there. Pat ourselves on the back.
Well done, James. Well done, James. You can take that stick home with you.
No, that's not. That can stay right here. And with the season fast approaching, we'll soon be giving you the code for our new Fantasy Football League with the Premier League. So we'll let you know that in due course. But for now, I think that's a good start, isn't it, Dan? I think we're up and running. Season 4.
I think it's a good start. Yeah, fixing it all.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. And have a great week. And it's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.